What is that?
Ready?
Alrighty. I almost just broke the remote. This is the most like clown shoes suit I think I've worn.
What's going on, folks? I'm here, GGWP episode 3, and we are. Oh god, that rhymes. And we are, and we're with Drink Freshen Up CEO, the beautiful Jordan Bishop. Welcome,
Let's
in,
go.
dude.
Yes, thank you for having me, man.
Yes, I feel like this has been a long time coming. Us having a great conversation, and it's gonna be good times, man.
100%. Yeah, I mean it's been a minute, but I'm so happy to be here, man.
Yeah, man, we're good. It's good. For anybody that is new to this, by the way, this is a like a 90-minute podcast, a nice little time for us to have a sit down, a good old conversation about gaming, basically how it's influenced your life and everything in between. And the good thing about it is that it's going to have a heavy influence on one specific point, which is going to be a year that you've already pre-picked, but we won't get into that just yet. But
Yep.
Jordan, the floor is yours, my guy. The floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Jordan Bishop?
Absolutely, man. So obviously, my name is Jordan. I am the CEO and chairman of Freshen Up Energy and JDB Labs. Honestly, Freshen Up has been one of those things in my life that has absolutely, changed my perspective on life and really everything. And one of the coolest things about honestly what we do is we get a chance to work with, we get a chance to work with so many amazing, content creators in general, and it's such a fun time to be a part of Freshen Up, right? So one of the biggest things about us, if not the main thing, is that we are a dietary supplement manufacturer. We manufacture and produce energy drinks, hydration formulas, stuff like this. So we get to have fun with that kind of stuff. But then we get to tie you guys in with as much of that as possible too. So it's a really fun deal all the way through, and it's a cool thing, man. It's one of those for me that we've been able to kind of change the direction that a lot of content creators are working with sponsorships and stuff in general, right? Because like it was really, really hard for people to get into talking to some brands in general, content creators of all sizes and stuff like that. So we've been able to kind of bridge the gap and allow that for really anybody to dive in, and it's cool, dude.
That's amazing.
It's one of those, I could talk about it, forever. There's so many things, but to kind of pair it all into like one or two paragraphs, there's a whole book, so it's kind of hard to summarize the whole book. It's crazy,
Man, that's honestly, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love across the entirety of the Kickverse for Freshen Up. Obviously,
there is. Yeah,
man, you kicked down the door. You really stepped into it, and obviously they've done their fair share of support on it as well. And it's been absolutely good. It's been absolutely great. Jordan on stream on a Saturday is strange.
it is a bit, yeah, 100%. It's not oftentimes you guys will find me on another day, but Friday, right? Definitely pretty crazy, and kind of like you said though, jumping back into that too. I think what's been really fun over time is all the positive reception, from Kick and staff for Freshen Up, and them being incredibly welcoming of us on the platform and stuff as well. That's been super fun. So we're fans. We're fans of Kick. We love Kick.
That's good. That is good. Like that's honestly like amazing to see as well. Like that love is just everywhere. And to be honest, like obviously Freshen Up Fridays has become like this massive thing now. Like the amount of people that show up. I mean, you're pushing like 200 to 300 people a night, and it's amazing, wild, man. Amazing.
What's been my favorite about all of that is that we've been able to kind of dive in and just have a lot of fun and create a safe space for people, right? I mean, that's kind of a common theme that a lot of people really want to build for their streams in its entirety, right? We've been able to kind of encapsulate that. But one of my favorite things about it in general is the idea of the things that we do give away a lot of it goes to benefit a lot of people. We actually just got a message as well, not long ago from somebody anonymous, but they're like, Fresh Up Friday has completely changed my life, and I'm a lot happier, and it pulls me out of dark places and stuff. So I'm like, that's so cool, just
Yeah.
to kind of see the impact it's making, aside from the giveaways or aside from things like that. So it's been a good time, man. You're right. I mean, it's been a really crazy thing, but I look forward to it like every single week.
You can tell.
Just yeah, just talking to you guys and like connecting, and like I share all the time. The biggest thing is I love going over all the new stuff that's coming out, content creators that we're announcing as partners, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's
Honestly,
cool.
the every single time that they like you do you do the Freshen Up Friday, and then there's like a new partner announcement and stuff. You have a dedicated segment to that and everything. It's truly amazing. Like obviously, I was blessed to be God. Thank you, Eye Beholder. I was blessed.
Let's go.
I'm so honestly, half of me. I'm genuinely just surprised you didn't stand up and just start running around with your fog machine. But
Dude,
but
it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, like it's impeccable, man. Like it truly is. The effort and the love that's been put in for it is nothing short of spectacular. And like you
I
should be so
appreciate it, man.
proud. You should be so proud of everything that you've done, and you can tell there's a lot of love going into the
Yeah.
product that you do, because you just talk straight arrow, right? And like
Yeah.
anybody,
Yeah.
like when we were talking about it before, you were saying before, you were like I know my shit. If I didn't and I spoke about it, people would see through me, and and
Yeah.
I love that. The honesty goes a long way.
Yeah, man. I'll hop into calls with people all the time asking, just formulaic stuff, man. And it's one of those that like we're incredibly passionate, right, about everything. And it would be one of those that if people were asking me questions about anything that we're putting into the drinks in general, but I just didn't have enough of an answer, or if we had like a third party that built everything for us, and then I'm like, well, I can get back to you on that. Let me find out.
Yeah.
I feel like that for me would be a big deal breaker, getting into like trying a product or being involved with it, right? So like, I love kind of being put on the spot in that aspect. You kind of have to, I believe, you almost need to, have that kind of knowledge for something that you're going to have, a profession in, because if you don't, you're going to get grilled on it, and
Yeah.
it's just the reality, right? Like,
Yeah. You're not wrong there, dude. You're not wrong. Welcoming everybody as well. Welcome everybody new into the chat. I hope you're all doing amazing. Thank you very much. I'm gonna just quickly ask you to describe me something as part of like an introduction, so people get a little bit of a better idea as to who you are.
Cool.
Describe the perfect Jordan Bishop weekend. Like, what would you do
Oh my
if you
goodness.
didn't have to worry about like the business, if you didn't have to worry about anything else, just maybe you and Mrs. Freshen Up, you've got a weekend, you've got infinite funds. Go.
Wow. Definitely a loaded question. I feel like what's gonna best answer that for myself is understanding in at my core the values of what I love in my life, and the support system in general. Number one being family. So if I'm doing anything, it has to have family. If I had to kind of pick anything, if it was like a weekend getaway or something, whatever it is, family has to be there. So Mrs. Freshen Up, if it's my family, if it's her family, something like that. Like incorporating it somehow. But even with that, or if not, I'm kind of I'm a big car guy actually. So if we go to car shows, or we just walk around, kind of get some steps in doing that, because there's so many different cars you can look at.
That
And,
explains yours and Garforce's connection so much.
it does. Yep. So Garforce and I definitely have. So I commend
there
him
he
a
is.
lot more. So I know he works on the cars. He's incredibly knowledgeable with all of that. I have the highest amount of respect for Garforce for that. I'm definitely more of a car guy. I enjoy, like just going to car meets and like saying hi and seeing people and connecting on that level. And like I'm just not. I don't work on the cars, so that's kind of the difference,
Yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah,
Anyway, but that would be.
I like
Yeah.
that. I really like that, because if I'm being honest, right, I know jack all about cars. I know that they look pretty and they go
Sure.
fast.
Some of them, I mean, and honestly, even some of the crazier, more high valuable ones in general are sometimes even not like really fast cars. They're just like very first versions of things or like concept cars, and
Yeah, yeah.
so even that kind of stuff to me is really cool. I love seeing that.
Good. Oh man,
But
that's
yeah,
so good, man. That is so good. Okay, so I'm gonna throw another curveball one at you now, and you can have a
okay.
couple of seconds to think, or a couple of like a minute or so to think about it if you want to. But I'm interested to know: can you tell me two truths and one lie, and that it is up to myself and chat to figure out what is what?
Gotcha. I'm already trying to think about all of them.
That's fair. Like I say, if you want a second, I'll
Let's
quickly
see.
I'll quickly yell at chat for a minute and make sure they're doing okay.
Oh my goodness. Um,
It's a proper on the spot one. I'm sorry.
no, it's really good. I mean, this would bring me back to like first day of class in like college and high school and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like the best way to get to know everyone.
Yeah.
Um, in a weird way, kind of like you kind of got like a in depth.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so for let's do
Mrs. Freshen Up, I can win this.
oh my gosh. Yeah, no, she'd definitely win it. So one of the main ones, so there's just three randoms and you have to guess which one is like the two truths and a lie, right? So
Yes,
the
yeah, I have
first
to
one
guess the lie.
okay, so the first one is that I have played and beat the entire game Skyrim. So that's the very first one. The second one, so that like achievement hunter type of thing.
Yeah.
The second one is that um, I can play expert Guitar Hero, and then the very third one is that I have been to Hawaii. So those are the three.
Oh wow, that's that. I feel like all of those are pretty believable, but I just don't know
Okay,
how. Like Car Force is already yelling. Is already yelling on that one.
people are guessing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hawaii Falls. Not been to Hawaii. Wow, chat are straight on you. You see, I
What?
looked at Hawaii and I was
What?
like, I could see that. I could see that. You know,
And
if you
you know what, guys? A lot of people go to Hawaii.
or
Just saying,
playing it
a lot of
off,
people go.
playing it off. Okay, right. Let's have a think about this. I think. I mean, hell, you're on our podcast. We're talking about gaming. I think there's a damn good chance that you've actually beaten Skyrim and achievement hunted it, because I think you only wanted to do one playthrough, so you didn't have to watch that cutscene at the beginning anymore. So, but
Okay.
like he is no Skyrim beater. You see, I can see that. Oh man, this is difficult now. Ooh. Now you can definitely do Guitar Hero on expert. I firmly believe that that's the case. I definitely think it's between Hawaii and Skyrim.
Got it. Okay.
Like I said, they're all believable.
There's one that has like a little kicker to it, but I'll explain
Okay, right.
down the road.
Okay, right. Then I'm going to go with chat on this, and I'm gonna say that you have not been to Hawaii.
You're correct. I've never been to Hawaii, so I've
It's the
never.
first one I've won.
I, let's go. Okay, so yeah, honestly, guys, yeah, I've never been to Hawaii, so I've never been presented the opportunity, and if given the opportunity, if you guys want the truth, I probably would not go.
Oh
I
really?
am 100%. I'm pretty deathly afraid of. So I don't mind flying. I love flying in a way, but I actually over open water I can't do it.
All right,
We
fair.
when I so twice when I've been to New York, we've flown over the Great Lakes over Michigan, and you kind of are over open water for about 15-20 minutes. Worst anxiety ever. So I can't do it.
Oh wow,
Too
fair
crazy for
enough.
me. The Skyrim one is more it's more true than it is false in any capacity, but it's kind of the kicker on purpose because I played Skyrim on a joint account with a friend, so we kind of completed it together that way.
All right, okay. I would still go with that.
But
Like, I'd still go with that. Like,
yeah.
you took
Anyway,
part in it. It was a journey.
yeah, it was crazy. It's a fun game, and there's a big reason why everyone loves it. So
Yeah, it's true.
obviously,
Yeah. I mean, It is definitely not getting like curb stomped by a giant into the sky, but
Yeah, true.
I do love that. I do love that. Brilliant. That was awesome. I actually really liked that. They were all very believable, so that was honestly quite difficult.
They have to be believable because being in obviously like first day of school so many times I feel like, right? Because like semesters and stuff, everybody
mhm.
always had one that you could easily tell was like overly unbelievable on purpose. Like I don't know. I mean, everything was there would always be one answer that was definitively how it
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, you instantly know that one's the false one, you know.
Yeah, that's fair
So
enough.
I always,
Fair enough.
you have to build it all to be pretty believable. So
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Um, awesome. Right. Okay. So we're gonna pivot and we're gonna start talking like because obviously I spoke at the beginning. You've pre-picked a year for us
yeah, I did.
that was like the year for you. So can you tell us what that year is?
Absolutely. So the year that I've chosen to talk about for this part of it, in general, is the year 2009 for gaming, and for a lot of reasons. Also, you wanted me to pick a specific game. Not sure if we're gonna head into that directly, but I chose 2009 literally more because, to be honest, so many different titles had come out in that year.
It was
It was
crazy.
also
Yeah.
an incredibly it was kind of a big year for me getting into gaming. It was the first year that I kind of dove into like the online gaming part of it. So that's cool because like
Yeah.
the very first Call of Duties, first person shooters and stuff that I had internet for, which was open the world for me there. But you also had other incredible games aside from the one that I did choose, Assassin's Creed 2 being one that came out, which was for me one of my very favorite, if not my favorite, Assassin's Creeds to date. Left 4 Dead, continuing on with Left 4 Dead 2 coming out, like that's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
So there's just so many. I mean, Borderlands, very first one came out. I mean, it's
Oh,
guys, there are so many
Batman.
games.
Arkham Asylum.
Arkham
Uh,
Asylum. I'm looking at a list, but one of my very favorite games that ever came out that I also played a little bit was Red Faction Guerrilla, which was like the environmental, one of the first
Sleeper.
games out of the environmental.
Absolute sleeper game. Everyone slept
Yep,
on it. It went so far under the radar, but for the people who
it
played
did.
it, perfect.
100%. Forza Motorsport 3. That was one of my favorite Forzas. Guys, there's so many good ones, but
Hell
one
yeah.
game hit home for me a lot more. I'm not sure when we're diving into that one, but
To be honest, dude, if you want to tell people what game you're going for, that's fine. Do it.
you guys. So growing up, I through when I was 15, 16, 17, the one game with all my friends after school every day in middle school and high school, Modern Warfare 2. The original Modern Warfare 2 2009. I mean, guys,
What a
it's
game.
such a good game. I mean, this is agreeable for so many people across the entire world, really. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 is still referenced, and I always tell people that the maps in the game was just that good that they
Oh,
brought
they
it
were.
back
They really
for
were.
they brought it back and reworked it for what was it, the what Modern Warfare 2, like the actual, or was it
They
what game did they just bring it all back for like the base multiplayer maps? Wasn't it Modern Warfare 2?
I
They
think it
just
was
did that
I think it
for?
was Modern Warfare 2, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering
Yeah,
rightly.
they brought it all back. I mean, and I always tell people too that if that game didn't have that big of an impact in the whole scene of Call of Duty, to where the base maps for one of their new titles launching were all of those maps,
Yeah.
that should that should tell you enough. So that game for me was, um, the heavy hitter in 2009 that really. I mean, I don't think anyone's if they're surprised with that. I feel like everyone, if they know me with the whole Call of Duty thing, they definitely know that
Yeah.
game was the one I choose.
Yep. It's a great game. Like and I'm gonna move a little like obviously I'm gonna move a little bit into like the facts that I've picked out for this. Do you want to do the gaming facts first, or do you want to do the
Ooh,
non-gaming? How do you want to play this? Because I have
yeah, let's do the.
go on, go on,
What
go
do
on.
you recommend?
Well, I have a gaming fact that sort of ties in a little bit to what we've been talking about, but I can
Let's
skip
do
it
it.
easily because
No,
so
let's do it.
you want to do gaming first, right? Okay.
Yep.
So one of the cool things that 2009 was notable for was
Okay.
actually it was basically the best year for sequels. Like when it comes to games following on.
Oh, wow.
So you had things like Uncharted 2, COD Modern Warfare 2, Assassin's Creed
Gotcha.
2, and
Yep.
as you keep going, Left 4 Dead. Like there was a lot of games. Forza. Like there was so many games that came out, but they were all sequels of established franchises, and it just
Gotcha.
blew people's minds because they were just like it was. I believe like there's like I looked it up if I was looking for a while. There's a there was a lot of tie-up between 2007 and 2009 being the greatest year for gamers because of the quality of games that were released. So,
wow. I mean, that makes sense. One of the big ones was Minecraft that a lot of people forget.
Yeah. Minecraft just came out of nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I can see that 100%. I mean, of the list of games I'm looking at here, having the sequel aspect to it, that continues on a whole franchise is like it's crazy. I'm looking at so many here. I mean, yeah, you're right. So Assassin's Creed 2, Left 4 Dead 2, you had Uncharted 2. Sims kept going that year.
Yep.
It's crazy. You're right.
There was just so very many, and it like I mean I look back at it and I think I'm a little older than you are. Probably a lot older than you are, but
no way. No, I'm like at that whole topic. I'm like I feel like right in the middle. With everybody,
okay.
So
okay, fair enough. I'm certainly bolder than you are, so there is that. Okay, yeah, but it was a good time, man. I remember playing so many fun games back then with friends, or even just on my own. When, quite frankly, my friends would just go away and leave me alone because I'm just like, no, I'm playing this. So yeah, a lot of great fun was had. So 2009 was actually noted for another thing, and it was actually noted to be the year of the Wii. Obviously, the Wii came out in like 2006, right? But
wow, true. Okay.
In 2009, the highest rated games of the year, out of the top 10, 6 of them were Nintendo Wii titles.
Really?
Specific to Nintendo Wii, not cross-platform, just Wii. And between them, they sold 76,410,000 units.
Okay, so of those games, what 3? You said 3 of them.
6 out of 10.
6. Okay, what 6 of them? Does it have them listed?
So I have the list. I actually wrote it down because I thought it'd be interesting.
Bayonetta one of them?
No. Bayonetta originally didn't release on the Wii. Nintendo picked it up late.
I've never played Bayonetta, but I pictured that they picked it up later. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, they picked it up at Bayonetta
Got
2. But so Wii Sports, believe it or not, was the highest grossing game. How? When it was free with the console when it first launched, and then they started selling it.
They accounted for it with the console sales.
Probably. Probably. But it was a great game, obviously. So much fun.
Sure.
Who didn't enjoy swinging a baseball bat through your TV? But
true. I mean, can you imagine how much? What would the cumulative number be to how much damage was done to people's like homes?
I don't know. We actually we spoke a little bit about this in one of the previous podcasts. Apparently, not even apparently, I was there when it happened. After the release of the Wii, so many people started saying they were just yeeting their controllers left and right that they ended up sending thousands upon thousands of wrist straps to stores, and we had to give them out to people. They were just coming in, being like, "Do you have a Wii? Here's some Wii straps. please don't sue Wii." So
Dang.
yeah, it was pretty cool. But for the rest of the games,
crazy.
The rest of the games, the second one, Wii Sports Resort. So top 2 were 2 Wii Sports titles.
Wow. Is Mario Kart? It has to be.
I'll get to it. Wii Fit was the 3rd. Wii Fit Plus was the 4th. Yep, it made so much money.
They're not fudging the numbers, right?
Nope.
Like, wow.
Mario Kart and Wii Play.
Got it.
Crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah,
that is
absolutely crazy. So here's something that maybe you didn't really know too much about. The company who make Far Cry and Crysis, Crytek, in 2009 they bought another company called Free Radical from the UK, and those are the guys who made Time Splitters. If you
Yeah,
remember the
wow.
game Time Splitters, I'm not sure if you do or don't.
Yep. I do a little bit. I do a little bit, yes.
Beautiful
That's
game.
crazy.
But that was
I
something
didn't
that
know that.
happened. To be honest, I knew it had happened. I just didn't know when. And then when I was doing my research, I found it happened in 2009. I was like, sick.
That's a minute ago, yeah.
It's quite a hot minute ago. It was a long. Damn.
Wow.
Like it
I
was
didn't know. I didn't know
crazy.
it was that. It's crazy that you hear about stuff like that and then you realize that was a minute ago. Like
Yes.
sometimes the acquisition processes, it's crazy.
Yeah, really is. Really is. So there were two other gaming facts that I wanted to talk about. One of them was that the PSP Go came out and no one liked it.
Oh wow. True.
It died immediately.
It wasn't the PSP Go the one that was the all it was basically like you didn't have the games or anything. It was all
It
I
was
can't
all
think of the term for it.
You're
Digital.
right.
It was all
it was
digital.
it was the one that had like the kind of sliding screen
Yes.
that popped up.
Oh,
and
that too, yeah.
yeah, and like everybody hated it. However, now in 2024, people have started turning it into something completely crazy. The price has skyrocketed for them because people are modding the hell out of them, and they're putting
Sure.
games on. And like they're just completely modding the heck out of them, and it's all of a sudden turned into one of the hottest items that people can have because the batteries were really good, so they've lasted. So,
Huh.
so it's actually
I would have
awesome.
never thought.
Like, I mean, it only took 15 years, but
Sure. I mean, yeah, give it some time, then it's gonna come back.
yeah, I mean,
It happens.
yeah, exactly that, man, exactly that. And finally, probably one of the biggest notable ones, a game came out in 2009 that created a genre that is now quite literally a staple on every single console. Can you guess what it is? This one
Oh
isn't
my
part of my
goodness.
trivia, but it's just, I'm curious as to whether you or chat understand what I'm talking about here. It created a genre that nobody expected.
I wanna definitely say something tells me that one of the first battle royales came out around this time. Like Arma or something. Am I right on that at all, or
It is an action game, but not action is in gun action.
wow. Okay.
So,
I'm not positive.
okay. So, do you want me to tell you? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Demon Souls, and Soulsborne was
I would not have
created.
got that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait, really?
Demon Souls was the first game. It wasn't even made by FromSoft, the guys who make like Elden
Wow,
Ring and all that
yeah.
now. But it basically created like the Soulsborne genre as we know it today. Like without
Wow.
Demon Souls, we wouldn't have Bloodborne, we wouldn't
Nope.
have Dark Souls, we wouldn't have Elden
Nope.
Ring,
That's crazy.
Sekiro. There's so many games that we Black Myth Wukong as well. Like that's another huge
Wow.
one that just
Yeah.
man, like honestly, what a game. And
That's
however,
crazy. I didn't know that.
it obviously everybody freaked out because it was so hard, and everyone was like, "Why would I play a game that's just bullshit hard? I don't want to play this." And
They make it so that if you die in the game though, you're always like, wait a minute, and then you come back to it and you're like, you want to keep playing it.
yeah, of course you do. I'm in the middle of playing Elden Ring right now. I hate
Yep.
it. I have died just under 100 times. But the dopamine hit when you kill a boss that you've been
Yep.
wailing on for the last 3 hours. Damn, that
I
hits
feel
good.
that.
Cool. So
That's crazy.
those are your gaming facts, man. Like, so that's and to be honest with you, the non-gaming facts generally are actually a little bit more interesting.
Okay.
Some
All
pre-
right, let's hear them. I'm down.
Yeah, man. Like, this is going to be like a proper trip down memory lane because this is like things that you saw in the news and all that kind of stuff that just kind of maybe slipped away from you. So Bitcoin was created in January of
All right.
2009.
I'm gonna feel old listening to these. I already know.
Yeah, dude, I wrote them all. I was writing them being like, yes, I remember this. Yes,
You're
I
like,
remember this.
Wow, like the whole time.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Dude, Bitcoin being created. Gosh,
And
that's insane.
when you consider like how lucrative that is now, even though no one actually
Yeah.
really makes money off it by the sounds of things, Everyone's like, it's so expensive, and then you look at it, and actually people just trade with it.
Yeah.
No one actually
You'll
makes
have
any
to,
money.
you almost literally need to have, you need to dive into it with a lot in order to see a lot out of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Other than that, I mean, that's like anything with investment, with stocks, with that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Anyway,
So
interesting.
that was a good one. This one blew my mind because I've watched the movie on this, and watching the movie kind of reminded me of something that happened, and Flight 1549. You remember this?
Was that the? I want to say yes. Continue on.
So I've written down Flight 1549 was famously struck by birds and proceeded to conduct an emergency landing in the Hudson River.
Dude,
Suffering...
that happens a lot still.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the fact that they suffered 0 casualties on that hit was arguably the most stunning thing ever. Captain Sullenberger generally is an actual hero, and he got grilled hard for that.
Yep. He did. Well, I remember it was one of those that when they featured in the news though that they were really nervous because I remember if I remember correctly that they were nervous to show any like footage from anything in case there were a lot of casualties at the time.
Well, yeah, of course.
It was odd, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it was the fact that it was that long ago. Yeah, like, and
that's crazy.
It really is, and like, it's also one of those timeless stories almost that's going to be getting spoken about for like years and years to come. Yeah, absolutely.
That's like a modern aviation, something they'll always look at and think, well, how do we refer back to like how they handled that? Because, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's wild.
It was really cool. It was really, really cool to see. And you know what? Absolutely hats off to the pilot and co-pilot, and obviously all the passengers that sort of endured it. Like, what a thing! What an absolute moment.
Crazy.
So going from something heroic to something slightly less heroic, swine flu had its first case in the US.
Yep.
That was a time. God. And,
that's crazy.
We've been through much more difficult pandemics recently, but so.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really hoping that I don't get a guest that picks 2019.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, do we have to talk about this? Or 2020, where it's like, yeah, everything closed. There was no news.
Yeah, guys. There's not a lot of news that year, so.
Yeah,
we're gonna end right there.
Yep.
That's funny.
Windows 7 released.
That's iconic. Okay.
It was an amazing OS. Something completely silly, but it was one of those really, really cool things that also kind of meant something because everybody used it. Some people still do.
Yep.
And the last one, because I always add a heartstrings moment. So prepare yourself for this one. Michael Jackson and Patrick Swayze passed away in that year.
Yep. No, I remember that, man. Yeah, it's a very sad year for pop culture for sure. It was in regards to those two passing for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think Brittany Murphy passed away that same year as well. Actually, she was an awesome actress. So yeah, like there was some really like, oh God, it was a tough time. I mean, I was working in music. I worked in music retail at the time that happened, and Michael Jackson passing away. Like, we didn't open our store until by an hour later, and after we found out, because we were like, oh my God, this is like terrible. And obviously the first thing that happens is our head office starts screaming at us to put all the Michael Jackson stuff that we have on the front of the shop, and I'm like sitting there being like, I hate this. Absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
But obviously
it's almost it sinks in how unbelievable something like that is, right? Like, even hearing about Patrick Swayze, it was hard because that felt like it was a very far out of left field thing in similar fashion with the Michael Jackson passing too, because that also was so out of left field. It's one of those that like you wake up and on the news it's the big thing, and then like I don't know.
It was a sad time, man.
Yeah, man.
It really was. But those those be the facts. Those be the facts of 2009. I mean, there's only 10 of them, but you know, it's
Sure.
something. A lot of other stuff happened, but those were like, I thought those were probably like the most standout ones that you know could happen.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. 2009 was busy. Yeah, it was a busy year. It was. So let's pull our heads out of the sad times that was looking back at 2009 very fondly, and also kind
Yes.
of getting away from it because we're old. But I kind of want to touch on your journey through gaming, and
Okay.
you know, maybe we could start with like where it all began, how it began, and you know, maybe move on to how it's affected you moving forward. Like, did it have an effect on how you operated within Freshen Up, and obviously
Oh yeah.
whilst you were doing your training as well, like sort of like you know, growing up and all that, like if it had any positive or negative effects. Like, give me, I want to know the full history, the lore of Jordan, as it were.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's crazy. Gaming has always really been a really big part of my life for sure, and to some extent has shaped me into who I am today. I feel like a lot of people though can honestly resonate with that very heavily, right? I mean, gaming has for a lot of people shaped a lot of ideological things that they follow sort of on an everyday basis, depending on how storylines being incredibly positive towards the very end, where everything comes back down, where everything comes together again, and it's all like a positive ending type of thing.
Mm.
I don't know. So for me, it's done a great deal of that, especially in general. And it's starting off, I guess, from way back in the day, right? Like one of the very first I remember one year I think it was we got gifted it for Christmas one year, our family, from like another family member. But we very first console we ever had in the house was a Nintendo 64, and you can imagine just every game that came with that. I think Super Mario and Mario Kart were the first games we had, and a lot of it kind of started from that. So I remember even from honestly way back in the day having playing Mario Kart and like having that be the pinnacle of like all of gaming, like the graphics and stuff. I mean, that was it. And
Yeah.
so a lot of it kind of started from that. And then we had Super Nintendo. That was a big deal. I'd beaten a bunch of games on that, with my family and stuff. And I mean, it's been one of those that I've been incredibly grateful, through growing up in my life in general, having my parents, my family being so welcoming and kind of open to the idea that video games is a positive cognitive thing in general for kids and stuff. Like that was really cool to kind of see that they were um so attentive to something like that, for the hand-eye coordination development aspect as well. And
Yeah.
so it's been a really fun time, with video games growing up into that. And then we didn't really have any we didn't have any like internet up until a certain point. So when we first had like the Nintendo Wii, because our family had one of those as well, but we were playing um some games that you could connect online with. I remember I was doing multiplayer before I had an Xbox, and that's kind of leading up to 2009 when things were a little different for me, right? But we were playing games on the Wii and like connecting online and playing with people, and Mario Kart Wii being a big one. And
Yep.
um not a lot of people remember it, but maybe know this, but Call of Duty World at War was actually a game that you could get for the Wii.
Yeah.
So
You
I
could.
actually yeah, so I was connecting, playing with people there, and that was really fun. And um, that was a cool deal. And then moving into 2008, 2009, one of my close friends I grew up playing baseball with, so he had an Xbox, and I wanted to save up and buy myself my own Xbox. I think that was like a big like a pride thing. I really
That's a
wanted to
big
go buy
moment.
my own. A big moment, yeah. So 2009, 2008 was kind of around that time that I did that. But we played Call of Duty World at War, and like I remember, we would have a bunch of sleepovers, and I would just be playing Call of Duty with him like all night. It was so fun. And then right when I got my own Xbox 360, that was that was it, because playing together online, and like that was when I felt like when the baby bird leaves the nest kind of thing, because I got to
Yeah.
pretty much dive in and build my own story, my own gaming career in a way, with just buying my own games, playing online, that kind of thing. So 2009 was a big deal. And then when Modern Warfare 2 came out, because we played Call of Duty World at War, we both played that, and then a lot of my friends from high school I overheard in one of my classes are like, "Yeah, man, this is my gamer tag," all that stuff. So then we would add everybody, and so 2009 was just it was a lot of all those games that came out. Assassin's Creed 2. I actually back in the day I rented Assassin's Creed 2 and loved it so much that I actually bought it shortly after because I loved it so much, and then um, just every other game on the list for 2009 was something that I for sure acquired and um, definitely played a whole lot of. But Modern Warfare 2 being the big one that for myself was it had the biggest impact in terms of like all the friends that I played with and playing with my one friend that I'd grown up with. My yeah, he's so awesome. But yeah, it was a cool time, and then really getting into kind of the latter part of after 2009 with gaming in its entirety. So obviously, going into right after high school, going into a lot of the um, essentially it's all the prerequisite coursework going into we're my business freshen up and I were going to go into pharmacy school,
Yeah.
and that was kind of the plan and everything. But in kind of the off time that we weren't working or going to school, so I was still just gaming, but
Mhm.
I played a lot of first person shooters and Call of Duty and stuff like that, and I did game battles and did a lot of like semi professional stuff just for fun, and it was all just out of like just literally doing it for fun. And um, getting into more of 2000s, from 14 to 2019 or so is when I started actually building content, like streaming on, Twitch back in the day. So I didn't hop on when it was Justin TV. It was literally just like they barely underwent the entire rebranding for Twitch. So that was right when I hopped on, and I was watching a lot of like Destiny 1 streamers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh,
and that was
Destiny
that was the
1.
that was the day. So honestly,
The
way
game.
back in the day, you guys, I'm not kidding. I remember watching huge shout out to Game Sager. I watched him for a minute, and Tifu back in the day when Tifu had like two or
Yeah.
300 viewers on Twitch.
Oh,
Um,
bless.
they were doing Vault of Glass runs, Giggle Monster, but now rebranded to Gigs. It's so crazy, you guys. Like so many people that I used to, I was a huge fan of and everything, but I also did a lot of that too. And so I did the whole content thing up until 2018, 2019. So I'm pretty well versed in with every day thinking about how we can reverse engineer Freshen Up to accommodate for you guys. And I always think back, how can I put myself in your guys' shoes when we're putting newer projects together, or newer flavors, or just entire concepts? And I feel like I have a little bit of an upper hand with that in a way, just because I actually know, I've been in your guys' shoes with that. And I feel
Yeah.
like I'm still every bit in that, because with us, still doing the Freshen Up Fridays and stuff, right? Like it's the almost the same concept. We're planning stuff, we're doing stuff, and
Yeah. You see, I
um,
I love that. I absolutely love that because like there's a lot of people that
it,
are in
it,
positions like you are that haven't had
sure,
that experience, and the people they're working with, they're just like,
sure,
well, how come they can't operate like I do? And it's like, well, that's because they're not full on business people, right? But if
sure,
you've gone down the path and done the business side, it's like you've got both in hand. Yeah, man. You say
100%.
when you say you have the
It's
upper hand, you definitely do.
I hope. I mean, and
It
we've
shows.
had yeah, we've really had a good chance to implement a lot of that feeling, because I look at it as not what's in general always going to be just what's best, on a business standpoint, and then always have like referencing back to the whole content side. But I'm thinking, how can we replicate that experience that I had when I got really happy about, working with the sponsorship, because the experience is almost everything. So it's that I look for. And that's huge, because I mean, you can come from a different background and then think that like, oh, I think it would be great to, go into this market, or like talk to these people, do that kind of thing. Anyone in the world can do that. But for me, it was, how can I deliver back on an experience that I felt personally? Because and that's a big part of why I love talking to so many content creators, and I love the one-on-ones, because back in the day, I never actually had that with any of my sponsors. I never had a chance to speak with, any of the owners. I never had a chance to speak with anyone on the board. So it made me incredibly sad, um, with all of that. And we changed the way that we built Freshen Up off of that mindset. But anyway, so going back over to the gaming side of it without diving too far into all that.
Yeah,
But no, yeah,
it's part
you're
of the journey,
good.
man.
No, it seriously is. It's we call it squirreling. It's just like squirrel from Up. But
Great movie.
yeah, yes, no, but the biggest thing with it was that when so going into pharmacy, I wanted to build a hydration formula. It's kind of how all that started in a way, and we wanted to, and this does circle back around with gaming.
Mhm.
We wanted to build a hydration formula for people in sports and fitness actually first, and we were gonna kind of market that to only local people here in Utah, and we were gonna go to like sporting events and have booths and do really fun stuff like that. And then obviously COVID hit, and then one of my buddies, a background with the gaming side, he goes, "Hey, I'm in an organization. I'd love if you guys would hop in and just kind of be a sponsor. We'd love to kind of buy some stuff and have it for all of our players and things like that." So I was like, "Sure, let's do it." And then honestly, from that interaction and those connections, the ball just kept rolling, and we kept collaborating with so many content creators and gamers. So it was one of those that going into more of a professional setting with all the drinks and everything that we do now, we kind of came all the way back around to work with you guys, and I got to be more involved with gaming once again. So I feel like fate kind of brought me back around to being involved with gaming and content creation, and I love every bit of that because I'm so familiar with all of it, and
Yeah.
it's cool, man. So gaming for me is as you guys have seen and heard all of that. It's got a place in my heart that I keep coveted for sure. Like it's great. So
Hell yeah, man. Like, I
there's
think,
a lot. It's like a big deep dive, but that's kind of the big, like, the gist of all of it.
but like that like that's the perfect deep dive though, because that's like you've been blessed, right? Because you've had good passions in life, and you've been able to
Sure.
handle both of them like equally separately, and then gone,
Yep.
what happens if squished them together and it's
Well,
just working?
No, sure. And so that biggest thing for us was like that kind of all. I mean, that happened by like the timing with the whole COVID thing, and then like I mean, it was like a happy accident. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, but I'm super happy though that we've been able to change a lot of people's lives. I know we've been on the far healthier side, and that's been really really fun. So it's
Yeah.
crazy. I think about it all the time. Um, but I always remember, obviously, where we come from. I always obviously remember with a lot of content creators. I think a great example was the content creator of the flavor that just released. We've had her with Freshen Up since the beginning. So
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's
a good
crazy, man.
story. That's a good story then, isn't it?
No,
Do you-
from the very beginning, early like 20, it was like 2020. It was the same year that we started.
Yeah.
She was one of the first people we spoke to. So
shout them out. Absolutely shout them out. I do not mind.
oh yeah, okay. I
Do
I
it.
didn't know. So this is her flavor. Her name is Mama K, and she is such an amazing person all the way through. She is actually a top Call of Duty Zombies player. She does stream on Twitch, so it's Mama K TTV is her name,
Yeah.
and she's absolutely amazing. She's hit all of her goals with us, and we just been planning this flavor out with her for a really long time now. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's done a great job.
And I believe it's strawberry peach, right? Is that right?
It is. It's a strawberry peach flavor, you guys.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
guys have not, obviously gone on to snag one of these and support her, you absolutely have to. It's
Do it.
such a good flavor.
100%
You
do
have
it.
to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you for letting me kind of talk about the whole gaming past of myself, man. That's cool.
No, that's literally the whole point of this podcast.
The whole point of it. Sure.
Like, it's called Great Games We Played for a reason.
I know it's hard because I never want to ramble on, even though that is the kind of the point. But
Yeah.
anyway,
That's perfect though, man. Like, that is genuinely perfect. Moderator on duty there, dropping my link.
love it. Hey, yeah. Honestly, you guys, if you guys are grabbing any Freshen Up, okay, you have to use code PSI. You have to. Absolutely.
I'm going to do a very selfish plug right now. I'm $150 away from being able to apply for my own flavor. Just saying. Just
There
saying.
it is. There it is. You guys,
So-
you gotta go support. He's that close. I mean, I'm thinking about the math right now. That's what, 4 or 5 tubs?
Yeah,
That's it. 4 or 5 tubs.
4 or 5
That's it.
tubs. That is all.
That's cool.
That is all. But yeah, it'll
That's cool,
happen.
man.
It'll happen, man. Yes. Anyway, so so thank you very much for explaining all of that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, I have wanted to kind of get to know you a bit more, to get to know like your backstory with it, because I live for like listening to about people's stories in gaming. It makes me smile to see how people got to it. Sith had an incredible story. He was on a couple of nights ago, about how he turned a really rough experience into something great, and that led him down the path that he's doing, and now he works for Respawn Products, a company you're very close with,
Yes.
you know, like he's doing like some phenomenal things, and it's just been perfect, like
I love that.
genuinely. And you know, I love to hear everybody's trips, whether they start like, because the thing is, everybody seems to like start from like like that low down spot. Sometimes people even lower, right? And then they've just turned it around. And you know me, I'm all about positivity, and I absolutely love to see the turnarounds. I love to see people hitting their goals.
I do too, man.
Yeah, I think we are definitely alike like that. That's for sure.
No, I do love every bit, man, when, you know, a lot of people in their lives, you know, kind of given whatever, um, you know, dealt whatever cards that they're able to come back and, you know, win a whole lot of those hands and come back in
Yeah.
life. And I love that, man. I mean, it's really cool. It's a big perspective thing as well, and kind of realizing that, you know, I too can work, you know, really hard and kind of find myself down the road where I want to be. That's cool.
It's perfect. That's what it is, my guy. It's perfect. Now, what we're going to do now is the part that I think a lot of people have been enjoying and hating. Mainly enjoying because people like the trivia side of things, hating it because they have to do the trivia kind of thing.
Woo! Yeah! It's GGWP! Trivia time!
So we're now on a different sort of a different path now. So yeah, the audience love this part. The audience love the trivia part, but the guests, the guests are like, oh no, I have to think. So as I sort of already sort of explained to yourself, Jordan, we've got 4 subjects. Your game of choice trivia, that's a subject that you do automatically because it's your game. You should know all about it.
Yes, I hope I know all about it. I honestly do. I feel like with that specific topic, it's going to be one of those where I either know it 100% or I absolutely do not know it, and it's actually like a really bespoke like fact about it or something interesting.
Some of them,
right?
As
you know what I'm
go,
saying?
100%. Some of them, when you go through, will go from being like, you'll be like, oh, this is kind of easy. Oh, this one's all right. Oh, what the hell is this? So, yeah, you'll enjoy that. You'll enjoy that. And after you've done, I mean, to be fair, actually, it's your choice. I don't mind what order you do these in, but you can choose one of the 3 other options, which is Metacritic, higher or lower, guess the character, and guess the game map edition.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What would you like to do first?
I'm curious. Are we able to see if chat wants to help?
Okay. You're going to leave it up to chat to decide which one of the 3. Yeah. Okay.
So you guys got to help me pick what I should do first. I'm super curious.
So we've actually got a choice. So Fish is saying Metacritic. Oh my gosh. 2 Metacritic. Pick number 2, my lord.
Okay.
Metacritic. Okay, good lord. There's a lot of Metacritic going in there. Look at that. Like I absolutely love that. What do you mean? Don't change the order. Keep the. They've got Marple, who, bless him, he's taking down all the points and the scores and stuff. Because I don't think I mentioned this, but there is a league table at the moment.
Of course there is.
There are 10 points up for grabs. And I'm going to finally get to show this off, actually, because I didn't get a chance to show it off last time. But there is whoever wins, whoever comes top of this leaderboard of the six guests that I've got over the pitch series, they're going to get an official GGWP cap.
All right, let's go.
So you can actually, you've got this amazing cap. Really, really cool.
I love it.
And that is shippable to any of the people that have taken part. So I'm gonna be getting that out. Carforce, oh my god, I need to
So
do
you're
some
telling-
research.
So you're telling me I have a chance? I have a chance to win this hat. All
Well,
right.
so right now there are 10 questions, and the number one slot, has only gotten 5 right.
Oh shoot. Okay.
That's oh god, these questions are hard.
You know what? I'm ready, man.
Okay.
If I don't, I'll be. The only thing is like out of like trying to think about how good I'm gonna do. I really hope I at least get a couple of them right. At
That's
least
fair.
that's bottom line.
That is
So-
fair. Then let us begin with
do it.
Metacritic, and once Metacritic is done, we'll move into your game of choice and the trivia for that.
Okay.
God, I hope my links work. Right. So your starting game will be Assassin's Creed
Let's go.
2, and it scored a
Okay.
great score, a meta score of 90. In fact, it's a good number.
Oh wow.
And the game that you're going to put it up against is Dragon Ball Evolution, which came out in the same year of 2009 on PSP. Is the meta score is going to be lower than 90 or higher than 90 for this game?
Am I guessing for Dragon Ball?
You're guessing whether Dragon Ball is going to be lower than 90 or higher than 90.
I love Dragon Ball. I love the whole series. I love everything about it, you guys. There is a but, and that but is that I believe it is lower. It's got to be a little bit lower.
Good. It is a terrible game. It scored a 28 meta score.
I don't know if I've played I've played a couple Dragon Ball games. Some of them have been incredibly fun. Don't get me wrong, right? Some of them are very fun, but
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, it does. It certainly does. This film, by the way, as a Dragon Ball fan myself, this film made me want to gouge my eyes out.
Really?
It
Oh my
was,
gosh.
don't watch it. It was a live action Dragon Ball film. Don't do it.
Oh wow.
Don't do it. Save
Okay.
yourself. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
that, yep, all good, man. All good. Epic film. Fishy, no. Don't
Epic.
lie.
No. That's
All
funny.
right.
I love it.
So now you've got a Metacritic game that's 28, but you're putting it up against
Ooh.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I don't think it was that particularly great of a game, but is it higher or lower than 28?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say higher. I mean, I feel like 28 is really low, and we're going out of 100, right?
Yes, you are going out of 100. 28 is
There's
catastrophically low.
Okay, let's go higher. I feel like if it were lower, your smile's telling me otherwise.
It was
Higher,
a 64.
gotcha.
It was higher. Of course, it was higher. It was
Well,
Harry
that makes it
Potter.
hard because if we have 64 as a base now, this is gonna be scary because more
Now.
in the middle.
Do you remember when I was saying that the
Gotcha.
questions start like easy and then get harder?
All right, all right, chat. This is getting scary.
All right, let's see. Are we cheating if we put our answers in chat? Kind of, but I'm going to assume that Jordan's not looking.
I'm
going
really
to-
not looking while I'm guessing.
That's a
I
good,
promise.
good sportsmanship. We love to see it.
So right here, like this is chat for me. You guys can tell I'm looking at chat right here, but you won't see that while I'm trying to guess. So
He pulls the hat down. Okay.
except for the last time, only because no one put it in chat. No one put the answer in chat last time,
That's all good,
and
man.
we were talking. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's move on. So now you've got Harry Potter. Remember you were talking about this game?
No.
You know, it was a good game, but
Shoot.
was it higher or lower than Harry Potter?
I'm gonna say higher.
Okay. Okay.
If it was lower, I'll be really sad because it was such a good game. I mean, you're like you said. I mean, 2009 was a year for all the sequels. So if this was not a part of the higher ranking sequel, I would be sad. Let's go.
Scored an 89, which is really good. Like that's a genuinely good, genuinely good. I love this. Higher it has to be. Yeah, you guys got it. So you're 3
There we
for
go.
3 at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like that. Well, all right, let's keep the energy going, you guys.
Now let's throw in a curveball. Here's where things get interesting. Sims 3 was an
Okay.
incredible game. As we said,
Yeah, it was.
year of the sequels. And it did incredibly. But was it higher or was it lower than Left 4 Dead 2's 89?
You know, again, I love The Sims. I almost feel like it could be lower. Um, Shoot, you know, guys, I don't know on this one. The Sims 3 was a very, I mean, you guys think about it, right? Like, there's one game that everybody knows. I mean, other than like the Call of Duties, I feel like just because every year they have a release, but there are some games that were like some insane like heavy hitters for that entire developing team that they just the number one I can think of being, you know, like Bungie's Destiny or Bungie's like Halo. So and
Yeah.
I mean the Sims 3 was a big one. It was such a big one. I'm gonna go with gosh, you know, I'm gonna go lower.
Okay.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see
go a
if you're
little bit
right.
lower. If it's higher, I'll be sad.
You were right.
It was higher.
It was lower.
Oh wait,
86.
lower. Oh my gosh.
It was an
86.
86. So yeah.
I thought that said 90 something. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh no. Oh god, yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
no.
That is quite small on our screens, to be fair. Sorry about that. But either way, it is still a win. So you are now 4 for 4. But now, arguably, what I think might be the hardest one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like, there's no doubt in saying that Uncharted 2 was a fine
It
game.
was such very good.
It was a very good game. But when you're thinking about Left 4 Dead and you're thinking about Sims, is it higher or lower than
Wow.
The Sims though? Like that's the question, and that's the question.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say let's go with lower.
You're gonna go lower? Let's see if you're
Um
right. Oh,
yeah, let's do it.
you going
I
in?
can't take it back.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take it back.
No,
I'm probably wrong.
it is a
Shoot,
clean
I knew
10
it.
points higher. It
Wow.
was classified as one of the must plays of the franchise. It was a glorious game.
Wow.
But in my opinion, I really did enjoy this game, but I don't think I'd have put it as a 96. I think I might have put it like maybe
That's
like
what
a
I'm
92, but I don't think
Okay.
that high.
It's so odd because like for me, I'm trying my best to think about other games, but also the other movies in general, right? Like I know they're different mediums, but the biggest thing being that sometimes a lot of really, really awesome movies and a lot of really like odd movies you would picture not doing well, they always have like flip-flopped rankings all the
Yeah.
time.
Um,
So I tried going with that because I'm picturing it as iconic of a game as it is for everybody, that maybe they didn't rank it as high. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's the direction I was going. So
no, I think that's
anyway,
fair.
I should have gone with my gut. But anyway.
Was he right? I froze. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately,
No,
went
I
lower
wasn't
this
right.
time. It is like it
Yeah.
is what it is. But 4 out of 5, man, that's good.
That's not bad.
Well done.
Okay.
So now we're gonna go back to the home screen here, and we're about to move into your game of choice as we move into Call of
go.
Duty Modern Warfare 2. And your first question is, what is the name of the main antagonist in Modern Warfare 2's campaign?
Mm. The antagonist is the villain.
The villain, yes.
I believe Makarov was carried over from the first Modern Warfare, and he was kind of the base for this too. But I mean, Makarov was used up and even until now. Like the storyline, they've brought him back into a lot of that too. So I think he was just so well known, and everyone loved continuing the story on with that. So I'm gonna go with Makarov, you guys.
You're gonna
There's
go
no
with Makarov?
It's Makarov. I mean, I know this in my heart.
It is indeed. It is
Yeah.
indeed Makarov. Well done.
Let's go.
Yep. It is indeed Makarov, so well done. All right, question 2. What is the name of the mission that caused major worldwide controversy
Oh
in
my
this
goodness, I
game?
know this. So for a lot of people that aren't familiar with it, I don't know if I need to preface anything.
I
I'm
don't
gonna go
think
with
you
no
do.
I'm gonna go with um is it I'm trying to think. It's no Russia is what it is. That's the name of the mission.
What did you say? Sorry, no. What did you say?
No Russia.
No Russia. Can we give him
Or
that? Can we give him that chat?
no Russian. It's no Russian.
No Russian. It is no Russian. It is no Russian.
I was thinking no Russia or no Russian. It was one of the two. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
But it was such a. I even remember playing it. I'm like, they put this in a game. Like,
Right?
It was crazy. But anyway,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It was one of those. It was one of those scenes where you started playing it. You were given the gun and you were like, shoot, and it was like, what? wait, what?
I'm not gonna lie. When that all started, I did not, because I thought I would be punished. That's how out that was how left field it was for
Yep.
me. Because I'm like, I can't shoot because I know like they'll shoot me.
Yeah.
But
It
no,
was-
that's part of the mission.
Yep. It was a tough time.
Yep.
It was a tough time. No,
Yep.
he looked at chat. I believe he said no Russia before looking towards chat, my guy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it was no Russia or no Russian, so it was one of the two. It was one of the two.
So here's where it starts to get
Takedown.
tough. In which country does the mission Takedown take place?
Wow. I'm trying to remember if Takedown was towards the end of the game. There was one or two missions that were actually based in the US. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember what Takedown's mission like actually was. I'm gonna say the United States. I'm probably gonna be really wrong.
Okay.
I can't remember. Sometimes the names for me are so wrong.
Yeah. It's actually
Brazil.
Brazil.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay. Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay, so Takedown. After looking at that, I'm pairing the two now. So Takedown was the mission that had, yeah, you had to shoot the guy's like legs before you threw him in the van. I believe that's what it is.
It was,
so that is a
uh,
Russia, because that was in favela. They used assets from favela. Okay.
Yeah. It was a good
Wow.
it was a good mission. So
It
as
was a
you
good-
as
yeah.
you know though, it does get harder from here.
I'm ready for it. Hey, I mean, I might know. What are the real names?
Task Force 141 members Soap, Ghost, and Roach.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I know this. I don't know if Soap's his first name. I know McTavish is his last name. I think. Ghost. I don't know. Shepard's one of these guys. No, he's not. No, he's not. I actually don't know this. We can reveal this because I don't know their technical first names.
Yeah, I mean
That's insane. How do I not know that?
So
It's
obviously
like my favorite game.
Yeah, the thing is, right, is that a lot of people like look at this game and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely my favorite game." But that was the multiplayer side of things, right? And you're like, when people
Yeah.
play like 80% of the multiplayer and 20% was spent in the story, it's easy to forget the story.
Sure.
But
Well, I know obviously Soap, Ghost, Roach. Like these are people that are woven so into everybody's heads that when you think about a technical first name, it's almost thinking about like this question to me. I'm gonna like the perfect analogy for this question to me is 100% relatable to like your favorite music artist's actual first name,
yeah,
because not a lot of people know a lot of music artists' first name. But anyway,
it's true.
yeah, I don't know.
It is true. So are you passing on this one? You think?
I'm totally yeah.
So you got John
John
McTavish
McTavish, Simon Riley,
and Gary Anderson.
Gary
Um,
Anderson would have thrown me through a loop there.
I know.
That would've been-
Like I vaguely remember Ghost being Cy or Simon. Like when
Gotcha.
people would like yell his name. Second name, didn't have a clue until I did the hard googlings. But
That's crazy, you guys. That's crazy.
okay, and here we go. Which mechanic was first introduced to multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2, 2009, and has continued ever since? And this is a pretty major mechanic.
Oh my gosh.
And remember, specific to multiplayer.
Right. I know this and I don't. There were so many. You guys, Modern Warfare 2 had so many things that they either pioneered to the masses, or it was such a micronized deal to incorporate into every Call of Duty. I have no clue. Gosh. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I mean, you had you could choose your kill streaks. That's a I mean, guys, come on, that's a thing you can do now. Um, I'm not
Is that
wrong
what
if I list that, right?
is that
Let's
what you,
do
is
it.
that what
Okay,
you're going for?
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
You guys, if this okay,
Kill streak customization, choosing which kill streak to play with. Well, fucking
Gotcha.
done. That was
okay,
great.
I was gonna say if I had to pick any random thing that was the most that had the biggest impact, it was easily killing choosing your kill streaks.
Yeah, that's
I 100%, 100%.
do,
Oh my
do-
gosh.
you know what though, man? Like that, genuinely well freaking played. What was that? Was that
Yes.
7? Was that 7 out of 10?
I think so. So
We
far.
Yeah, we would have accepted half a point for akimbo weapons as well.
Really?
Like akimbo was brought in. Did we
Interesting.
say it was Black Ops? It was originally brought in, but just for pistols. And then for this, it was akimbo, a lot more stuff. I remember the shotguns. Yeah, so like I remember the shotguns running around with like the dual shotguns and just blowing people apart.
The models, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody, that was memed all over, and rightfully so, because it was crazy.
Yep, too right, absolutely too right. Yo, Lauren Shea in chat as well. Freaking hell yes. Absolute
Nice.
queen, absolute queen. Okay, but dude, thank you so much for playing that. I'm damn proud. Well done.
Let's go. All right.
Well done. Okay.
Nice.
Now, for anybody that's like kind of in the chat hasn't really seen much of this or anything like that, I'm about to go back to our main page. You're gonna see a sizzle reel. It is Jordan's and Freshen Up's, I suppose, sizzle reel. So Jordan and I are gonna mute up for a hard minute, and we will be back once this reel is over. So guys, hang tight and enjoy this content.
Happening.
What is that?
Ready?
Alrighty. I almost just broke the remote. This is the most like clown shoes suit I think I've worn.
Well, there you have it. There you have it, guys. Welcome back.
Let's go.
And now we move on to the part of the stream that I know that most of the chat have been waiting for. It's now an FAQ. So, chat, I'm going to chuck it over to you. Ask Jordan some questions, and I'm
go for
really
it.
excited to see what you're gonna ask and whether the same questions are going to keep on appearing.
Yep.
Oh my
so
God.
I'm definitely gonna.
Favorite
Let's
freshen
see.
up flavor, straight off the
Oh my
bat.
goodness. I had to move the chat over here this time, so it's kind of like replicating Fresh Up Friday. So I had.
Sorry, I've just seen the pineapple on pizza question.
I knew it. You knew it. Okay.
I knew it. Yeah, absolutely. But favorite freshen up flavor first. That was the first
Okay.
question.
I get asked this quite often on the Fresh Up Friday streams. You guys,
do.
a lot of people in meetings in general that I have, they're always asking me, what my favorite flavor is. A real true to heart, honest answer for this is I love some of the base flavors that we ever came out with first, because in my opinion, for us, they're so iconic and they really paved the way in the beginning for people trying Freshen Up for the first time. Because starting out when we only had 2 or 3 flavors, we did incredibly well on those, that it brought people coming back. So those for me hit home really hard. I absolutely love the fruit punch that we do. It is an absolutely amazing fruit punch. Sour Blue Raz is a staple of ours that I think we do a good job. It's actually a very one-off Sour Blue Raz. It's very different than other brands, other companies. Sour Blue Raz on purpose. We didn't do that purposefully, but we did that because we wanted to build a very good Blue Raz, and we threw all the aspects of what makes a good Blue Raz in there. And is what you guys see it today. So
Okay.
I love fruit punch and sour blue raz, but the answer I give to everybody is anything that's new that's coming out is going to be my immediate favorite, because for us it's the project kind of all coming together at once, and then the big release and then things like that. That's like my favorite thing that we do at Freshen Up is working with creators on building a customized everything. So plus it's a new flavor, right? And we've cycled through all of them at HQ. Everybody there, we're always drinking like everything in general, but when there's something new, it's a brand new flavor. So that's the best answer. So there's two
Okay.
parts. There's like an obvious, and then there's an actual answer. So the actual answer was the fruit punch and the sour blue raz. So
Okay.
anyway,
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
Okay, pineapple on pizza.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate. I'm gonna get drilled for this. I love pineapple on pizza. I really do.
You
Um,
every guest I have had on so far is a pineapple on pizza fan.
really? Okay, good.
I withheld that
I'm not
information
alone.
earlier.
I'm not alone. So I know Matt Philly would be super mad for me saying that, because like he absolutely despises it. No, so pineapple on pizza, you guys think about everything that is on pizza in general that like everybody absolutely loves, right? So you have the pepperoni, you have other toppings in general, but pineapple offsets the red sauce, and you have to like it's one of those where you have something sweet with something that's a little bit tart in general. So I always think about like there's something good with that. So I love pineapple on pizza.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna burn through some of these because I've seen a lot of questions. So let's try and do
Okay.
some turbo ones. Where
Yeah.
did the name Freshen Up come from? That's actually quite a deep question, but shit.
No, yeah, I can actually. So this is I can. This isn't going to take too long for me.
Go.
But no, so
Yeah, yeah.
the name Freshen Up came from there's two parts to it. I'll just do the one part, and then maybe another time in a whole different segment I can talk about the other one, because it's kind of woven into myself and like who I am and my family and everything, right? But the name Freshen Up came from when I was working in pharmacy. There was over the intercom every hour, every 2 hours, there would be like an automated voice thing that would go off, and it would basically tell everybody in their departments at, because I worked at a community pharmacy, which is local grocery store type of pharmacy,
Mm.
and the same thing that would be played over the speakers every hour is employees, I don't remember the exact verbiage in the wording, but it was like employees, it was like stop what you're doing and freshen up for the customers. So that was basically them taking time to do like a quick reset on, or like not a reset, but they would go in and face everything and make sure it looks really good. And that was kind of like what that was all about. So for me, I heard it so often in my head. I'm like, if you can imagine how the marketing would be for something like the term freshen up that could be, said over and over again, that could be a memorable thing, how could we implement something like that? And so I sat on it forever, and I actually I had I said forever that that wasn't going to be, the name, but then it dawned on me so often. I'm like, that has to be the name. And we ran with it. And to this day, I still love it, because we're able to incorporate, freshening up with drinks. You can do that with the beard carrots. There's so many different aspects to using freshen up for a healthier you, a healthier side of your life, a healthier everything. So that's essentially what we kept going with. And honestly, in my opinion, I would not change it for the entire world. I think we've chosen such a perfect name. It's so different from you see other companies in the space too, that kind of do, they're always trying to do like some kind of like name that would come off like gimmicky or something. But Fresh It Up is just very, in my opinion, I feel like it feels very family oriented and very safe, very
Yeah.
very fun. So
Okay. I think that's good.
yeah. Yep.
Bobo's asking, when are we getting Raven Blood cans back?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Raven's Blood cans are so amazing. I know, but that's one of Bobo's absolute favorite can flavors, and honestly, so many other people absolutely love the Raven's Blood cans. Very honest, they've become kind of a collectible, because a lot of people are also wanting it to come back so that they can order a case to just kind of have it, because we don't offer it. I think it's like once or twice a year that we ever have them. Give us a little bit of time, because in the works right now, alongside with Hype Season that just came out, all of our tanks are like filled with everything that we need to build out for orders and for people and for stores. So anytime we have some free space and some free time that we can build out an entire thing of Raven's Blood, right? Like an entire lot, we'll let y'all know. We'll let you guys know.
Good to know. Good to know. Let's see where we're up to here. Is Sai getting his flavor yet? We've just talked about that.
Yep. Hey, honestly, you guys, he's very, very close. So code PSI at checkout. How far did you say?
I think
we
we're
were?
5 tubs.
That's it, like 5 tubs. That's 5 tubs, you guys. If you
5
want to see him
tubs
get his
away.
own flavor, 5 tubs away.
Favorite hydration flavor?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go right back to anything that's new coming out is great. On top of anything that we are, so anything that's new in the hydration line. So in current time, the strawberry banana being, yeah, JDM blueberry burnout is actually now becoming incredibly iconic. You guys, Garforce's flavor is definitely, that one's up there. That one is so up there. But yeah, I want to say
Love to see it.
probably those two right now. So Garforce, I would say iconic. Yeah, Gar 100%, dude. So many people are. It sold out for a second, and then I had so many people messaging me. They're like, "When is this coming back, bro?" And I'm like, "Soon, I promise." So we actually had to expedite the entire process to have it come back. Sometimes that happens. Sold out twice. Yes.
A random trivia that me and Garforce went through. I have given away on my giveaways 25 tubs of blueberry burnout. That's crazy.
You,
that's how popular it is.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like it's one of those flavors that we do have a lot of people. That 25 there, and then however many times people that want it back. You know what I'm saying? If it goes out, so. Yep.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Let's keep scrolling through. What else we got? Welcome in Dynasty Paranormal as well, by the way. Hello there. How are you? I think everybody kind of lost their minds for a little bit after that. It's the canned version. Oh, what's that? It's the canned version of Equinox. Ooh, that's brave.
I mean, yeah, we might around the end of the year. You guys give us a little bit of give us some time, and we might surprise people with that. But
ooh,
we'll let y'all know.
Damn. I absolutely love that. Anything for
Marvel, that's awesome.
Hold on, what's Marvel saying? Some of those have been tubs of user's choice as well. Yeah, like we didn't just be like, yo, you're getting this, and then just shove it at them. Yeah, I remember the time I think we gave away like 2 or 3 or something like that. And then we had like 12 tubs of choice, and like 6 people out of the 12 were just like, I'd like to try blueberry burnout, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
If you couldn't choose shooting games, what's your next genre of choice?
I love this question. So obviously storylines, I'm a huge fan of. I wouldn't classify this in kind of that like first person shooter genre, anything like that. I actually, aside from all of that, I'm a massive fan of Kingdom Hearts. So that entire franchise.
Yes.
I have like life size keyblades and everything. You guys.
Yes.
You guys, Kingdom Hearts is just such an impactful franchise. You learn a lot of insane life lessons from some of it in some cases, which is interesting on friendship and people in general. So, yeah,
that's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna quickly scroll up because I thought there was more. Let's see what we got here because I think I missed one. Bobo's also asking pineapple pizza freshen up.
Oh my gosh,
that sounds like
not
an
as
April
a
Fool's.
flavor.
That sounds like an April Fool's flavor.
That's an April Fool's for. Yeah, that's an April Fool's thing for like next year. That would be so funny though. Like if we did something like that.
Oh, what about do you remember the tester tube dummy flavors?
Yeah. Yep. So, no, we did. I mean, we did those.
I know you did. I'm just saying. Look at you. Right. Yes. Fresh onion.
Yeah. Those were real, you guys. No, they were challenge flavors. We're planning on doing the same thing again, but the challenge flavors aren't going to be like purposefully gross, out of that aspect. They're just going to be normal flavors, but they're going to be insanely sour.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the very next ones that we do. We've been talking about it. We just need to buckle down and get it all planned. But we've been busy. You guys know that the team and I, it's been so crazy. So,
mate, you're nonstop. You're literally nonstop.
I feel like it, man. I
Yeah,
feel like it.
I bet. I absolutely bet. Where are we at here? Wasn't Mac Prince meant to be supposed to be making a Freshen Up keyblade?
Answer is yes. I'm still talking to them about it. For them, it's a side thing, and like for us, it's a side thing as well. So we're not really focused on that. They have a lot they're doing, and I mean, you guys know with DreamHack, uh, right around the corner here, you guys, like it's going to be insanely hard for us to present that to them now, especially, and get that off the ground. But
Yeah.
in due time, yes, in due time, we hope that we can have them build out a Keyblade. So
No, that's
we'll find out.
that is fair enough. That is fair enough. I'm looking forward to seeing if that's going to be when that becomes a thing. When it becomes a thing. Timothy Williams, welcome in, dude. Is mayo a possible new flavor?
Is mayo? Oh my gosh.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. It's hard, you guys. I'm gonna be super upfront about this. We have had actual serious inquiries from some of our partners in the past that have hit their flavor mark, that they've presented us with flavors not too left field from that. They've really wanted other flavors that were so outside the box, out of the aspect of wanting to be, insanely different.
Yeah.
We've had to turn a lot of folks down on insane flavors in the past. Some of them have been, really crazy. I had there's one creator that in the past really wanted to try their best to do a cheese flavor similar to what we did for the flavor challenge, and I let them know I don't believe it was the worst of the flavor challenge that we had. The shrimp and the onion were both like top tier of how gross it was. Um, but still, it's one of those, you guys, that you have to remember at the end of the day that we still need to have flavors that will upfront, sound good for people to when they go on the site. It's the first thing they see. Um, it's crazy. That's definitely a whole topic for another time. But
Okay.
yeah.
So, I'm gonna do this one last question before we stop, because it's quite an important one. It's from Squeaks Profane, and it's actually something. If you remember, me and you have had a bit of a conversation about this before.
Absolutely.
Because this is why I'm with Freshen Up. So I've got a good question. I'm a four-time heart surgery survivor, and any drinks like Monster, Red Bull, and Rockstar spike my heart rate so severely that I end up hospitalized. My normal resting rate is 90 BPM, but these drinks push it dangerously high. Does Freshen Up contain similar stimulants like caffeine, taurine, etc. that could trigger the same reaction? Or is it formulated differently to avoid cardiac risks?
That's a great question. One thing that I shared a lot working in pharmacy as well, including what a lot of pharmacists in general would actually share with a lot of patients that would come in, is at the end of the day, we can share as much information about it could be anything in the world that could be a consumable. Always consult with your doctor, your healthcare provider first. You have to, because they're the ones that have your profiles. They're the ones that have everything. They pretty much have your entire livelihood, your whole life, in the system. And so they're going to be able to kind of gauge in the right direction where you're supposed to go with that. So if they let you know that because of these circumstances, you undergoing all these crazy surgeries, maybe it's probably best to stay away from stimulants like that. But the answer to this is in general with, do we contain, or does Freshen Up have, caffeine or taurine? We don't have any taurine. I'm very odd with the whole taurine conversation. And creatine, teacrine, they're both two separate ones, including extra stimulants and stuff like that on top of caffeine. In my opinion, I'm not a fan of, for a lot of weird reasons that have a lot to do with the neurological side of it. But we do have caffeine, and we've chosen to have, as we have caffeine in Freshen Up, that we're very generous with how much that we have, because we're incredibly attentive to that. When we built Freshen Up in the beginning, the number one thing that we wanted to go in was, can this be healthy for people that have really wild intolerances to caffeine, but also are diabetic or have other health complications? And the answer to that is, in most cases, yes. Freshen Up is incredibly safe for that. But in circumstances like this, that maybe it could be best to not have the caffeine, though we do offer the hydration side. So that could be something for you that's far better in the right direction.
On that one.
Yep. And my favorite, yeah, dude, my favorite part about the hydration complex is the idea that inside of that you have a bunch of B vitamins that are actually like, they contribute a whole lot into a natural energy aspect, which is important, and you absolutely need that. So you really could go into the hydration category with that entire question, and say, yes, I can still consume Freshen Up just on the hydration side. The caffeine, probably best to not have as much, but again, consult with your healthcare provider, consult with your physician, just anybody that you contact in regards to that, your heart doctor especially. Um, but it's really hard, you guys, because the idea with Freshen Up is to hopefully have a lot of doctors in the future hold up a can or anything just in general, it could be a hydration, but hold anything up and say, if you're coming off of drinking all these bad energy drinks, because we all know that energy drinks have a really awful consensus, a really bad stigma with all of it.
Yeah.
We want to help change how doctors talk about Freshen Up and energy drinks entirely, right? So that's kind of the big change that we hope to make in the world. Mr. Abraham Lincoln with that, but that's to be completely honest about it. So we're really wanting to kind of switch gears and create something that will be recommended by doctors, and so we hope down the road, but we'll find out.
Respect that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's that was a genuinely amazing question, Squeaks.
It was.
I
Thank you.
hope that was well answered. Yeah, much better road. There you go. Super. Well, I think we're pretty much at our time. And I know you're a busy man, so I'm gonna let you go, let you get away from me.
No, hey, no worries. No, yeah.
But genuinely, can we get a massive round of applause in chat for Jordan and of course Drink Freshen Up? Like seriously, what an absolute what a journey. Like look at that.
Hey, and you know what, guys? Massive shout out, honestly, to you, dude. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of something so special and so cool that you've put together. I look at it like this with all of our creators that build really cool projects like this, that it really is honestly because of you guys, and it's because of these projects though that so many people actually have inspiration to build content and keep moving forward. Because honestly, without projects like this, it can get incredibly hard to find a direction for them to be inspired by or move forward with something. So seriously, I love what you got going on here. And if I could vouch right now, if any kickstaffs in here, let's keep doing this. Let's keep doing GGWP, man. 100%.
Who knows? Maybe it will remain a weekly podcast in the very near future. Who knows? It's not like I haven't been getting people asking to join. It's really
true.
good.
Hey, I mean, and one of the coolest parts about it too is, I mean, you can also kind of work on bringing people back, or whatever down the road. I would always love to be a part of, really cool things that you've got going on, and a lot of our creators too. So,
my guy, I will always
absolutely,
have you back
man.
on if you have the time. I will always get you back on for sure.
We'll have we'll do a part 2, and we'll pick a new year. Like we'll dive into it a bit more because there's a few other years, you guys. I mean, obviously, gaming every year always either gets a lot better, or if they're adding stuff, they're taking away stuff. So anyway,
that is an interesting concept that I am all about. Interesting to know that. So thank you very much. What software am I using for the podcast? I love the setup. This is all through OBS, baby. Nice and simple. I just spent a lot of time putting it together.
Yeah.
There was definitely headaches. Anywho, I'm going to mute ourselves up. I'm going to leave you guys with the ending screen for a little bit. But again, you've been an incredible audience. Welcome into everybody new, as Marple says. Welcome, and thank you to everybody who stayed and watched. And once more, huge round of applause and thank you for Jordan and Drink Freshen Up for providing us with a immaculate energy drink formula, which is just very good. If you haven't tried it, what are you doing? Go sort it out.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Everybody
a part of the Freshen Up fam. We love y'all. Seriously.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, dude. We are going to be doing a raid out, so please stick around, folks. And who knows? Maybe you'll really enjoy where we're going. Because I haven't checked yet.
I love it.
Stay amazing, stay positive, folks. We will see you all on the 13th for the next episode 4, and it will be with Cupcake Diva.
Let's go. You guys come back on the 13th.
Let's make it happen. See you later, folks.